Hi and welcome to Wine Around Oz. I'm Tim.
And I'm Kat.
And this is our troopy. And we're on a one-year journey around Australia to try and visit as many wineries and wine regions as we can.
We love our wine, and this is a great opportunity for us to taste, to see, to learn and to enjoy for the next 12 months. So come along for the ride.
Hi and welcome to Wine Around Oz. I'm Tim.
And I'm Kat.
And we are in the Shoalhaven region. The Shoalhaven region is about 2.5 hours south of Sydney along the coast. Starts at around about the Gerringong area and goes down almost as far as Bateman's Bay.
And it includes places like Berry and Kangaroo Valley and Ulladulla.
It has about 14 odd cellar doors, and we intend to go and try wines at as many of these as we can fit in.
We certainly do. And the area has a kind of maritime climate, which is a little different to some of the other areas that you grow wine. What that means is that they have relatively high humidity, they have some cool sea breezes, but they also have a bit of a problem with summer rain. And that means that their wines can get a bit of mildew and a bit of fungus and stuff like that. And that kind of leads us into the wine that we're going to show you today, which is grown quite prevalently in the region. And it's called Chambourcin.
Chambourcin. So, the reason Chambourcin is grown is because it is a very hardy grape, we are told.
It's a French-American hybrid. It was brought in by the CSIRO in 1973-ish.
And has great resistance to mildew. So, for the fact that it's got the resistance, a lot of the guys in the region have decided to plant it and go with it as a full bottle. A lot of the time it's used just as a blender. But they make a little regional specialty to do Chambourcin, so we picked up a couple of them. One I showed you just before, the Lyrebird Ridge.
Yeah, which is an organic vineyard. The current owners had it certified just recently. It took them about 3.5 years to get that certification. They're also using no sulfites, which even for an organic vineyard is pretty rare. It means you can't sell the wine for too long, but it also means for any of us that get a bit of sinusy after a wine, that shouldn't happen.
So there you go, and the other one is the Coolangatta Estate. Now, Coolangatta Estate's one of the largest ones in the region, whereas Lyrebird is probably
one
the
of the
smallest.
And most difficult to find. We got a little bit lost getting there. Don't trust your GPS. Go by the map.
We have a four-wheel drive, so we're okay.
Yeah, go by the GPS. Sorry, the map, not the GPS.
So, there you go.
So Coolangatta Estate is actually the first place in the area that had vines planted, and that was by Alexander Berry in the 1820s, and Alexander Berry is actually the guy that Berry is named after. So just a little interesting fact for you.
There's some of the research that we have done about the Shoalhaven region. Because we're going to be here for a couple of days, so we figured we'd start with the Chambourcin because that's the one of the regional specialties. So they're also growing the sort of small standard types here, and we'll get to them a little later, hopefully. So
this is the Lyrebird one, the organic,
2007.
and it's the Chambourcin, and it's got quite a berry smell to it.
I don't know if you can see that colour. It's a really, really dark kind of wine, as opposed to some of the other lighter styles which are light. So it's it's darker sort of plum kind of colour.
It's probably not my cup of tea. I kind of appreciate it as a wine, but I've never had a Chambourcin before, and it really isn't something that I think I would enjoy drinking on a regular basis.
It sort of tastes a bit, it's got a little bit of a metallic taste to it, but also quite a big bit of fruit at the front. So,
but still, don't not try it. I mean, I don't like ginger and I don't like licorice, so it is all personal taste, this whole wine tasting industry thing. So
we're going to move on very quickly to the second one, which is also just as dark in colour, Coolangatta Estate one, 2008.
It's got a more smoky, oaky kind of smell to it.
Yep.
It's probably been on oak for a while, whereas I don't think the Lyrebird one had any...
And the other thing is, when we first poured this and I took a smell of it, I couldn't really smell that oak, but now it's been out for a few minutes, it's actually really coming up through quite a lot. So obviously you might want to let it breathe a bit and it gets a bit of extra flavour going on there. So I'll give it a shot. What do you think of it?
It's very front palate. There's not a lot going on in the back half, I don't think. Yeah, again, it's still got that kind of odd flavour that isn't something that I'm familiar with or truly enjoy.
I think I like this one a little better. It's a bit more, got a bit more fruit going on, and just generally a bit more enjoyment on the palate from the beginning to the middle to the back.
Is it something you see yourself ordering at a restaurant?
Look, no, I wouldn't, to tell you the truth. And it's also not something I'd sit around on a Sunday afternoon deck with.
Well, you wouldn't sit on a Sunday afternoon deck with a Shiraz either. I mean,
this is true. Well, unless I was in the snow or something. But look, it's a good attempt. You know, they're not bad. They're not bad.
I just
but
think it's the grape
definitely
variety that's not for us. You know, it's not necessarily the execution of the wines. I think it's more
an acquired taste.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, it's one of the things that the area is known for. So if you're going to come down here, which is only 2.5 hours south of Sydney, so if you're a Sydney sider, bang on in here. And if you're even over in Canberra, you can come on over.
Got to try the Chambourcin.
The Chambourcin is definitely worth a try. Obviously, there's a couple of different styles here, and maybe I think one's a bit better than the other. So maybe with different winemaking techniques, we still might yet find a Chambourcin in the area that we are dead keen on. But it's definitely a bit of an experimental kind of wine, but well worth trying.
All right, so we're going to head off and enjoy the rest of the Shoalhaven, and we'll come back with a few more wines for you.